Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. My name is Ashley and I sell on eBay and Amazon part-time. I do this from home when I'm currently with my husband raising 3 very busy boys. And today's video is a video that I want to make for a long time, and I hope that it's a video that you can reference back to as often as you need to, or give to other people as often as you need to, because I know that many in this community have gotten the same feedback that I have. And I think it's definitely the minority that thinks this way, and I don't think it's everybody, but I do think that occasionally we're going to encounter people who think reselling is wrong and bad, and those that do it are dishonest. First, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where anybody can take any number of thousands of classes available on anything you want. I've been learning a ton about Procreate lately because I got an iPad for Christmas, and I've been having so much fun sketching out designs and doodles with my kids. And I've been taking classes all about Procreate and learning from creators there on new techniques and styles that I can incorporate into my designs. Skillshare is offering the first 1,000 of my subscribers who click the link in my description. They'll get a free Skillshare premium membership for a full month. So it's totally risk-free for you. You can take as many classes as you want and try it out. I've really enjoyed everything that I've learned there. Thank you again, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video, and now back to my content. Now, of course, me putting myself out there a little bit with YouTube and social media, I do get these comments a little bit more often than maybe most. Just recently, I got a comment saying that I don't add value to anything, I haven't created a product, and that I lack integrity in general. And I don't let any of these comments get to me. I honestly don't care, but I figure some people out there might be bothered when others accuse them of this. And even if others aren't saying it, it might be an underlying consensus that reselling is bad or icky or embarrassing or something that's not fully above board. And early on, I did fall into that trap myself of being embarrassed or ashamed of what I do. You know, if it's ever like brought up, it didn't feel like as legit as what my husband does or as legit as other people who've created products from scratch. But I think I wasted way too much time caring about that or worrying about that at all. And this is to put any of your fears to rest if you harbor some of like these same feelings or have ever kind of felt bad or ashamed of what you do. What's interesting to me is every single store you buy from is reselling. Costco, Walmart, they're all reselling things. They are a middleman, but they're often not thought of it in the same way, I guess, that we are. First, let's start with people who are selling things at yard sales or garage sales. They could 100% be doing everything that we're doing, right? They could list these things. The free market is open to absolutely everybody. They could put it up on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Poshmark, wherever, but they choose not to. And maybe they've dabbled in it and just it's too much of a hassle and they don't want to bother with it. And so they sell it at their yard sale. Or sometimes they've tried selling things on Facebook Marketplace or Poshmark, but their prices were insanely high, they overvalued their items, and it didn't sell, and now they're selling it at a yard sale. I mean, who knows? I'm painting a picture based on experiences I've heard from others, but maybe more likely they just don't want to bother with it. They just want it to be out of their house. They're organizing their home, simplifying whatever, and that means that they could do this too. If they're mad at somebody for buying something from that yard sale and then selling it themselves, it's kind of hypocritical because, again, you could do it. You're just not taking on any of the risk that that reseller is taking on. And I think maybe sometimes the person running the yard sale, you know, sometimes I hear them, oh, all these resellers came super early and I hate it, or no early birds or whatever. If they don't want that, that's fine, but maybe they feel slightly morally superior that somebody who's buying their item actually needs it. Maybe that reseller needs it because that's their sole income, and in order to resell that item to get a small profit, they need to do that to pay the grocery bill. Like, we don't know either way, and I don't think it's right to say that one purchase is better than the other because somebody needs it or will use it more. I don't know, that's just me. Most of the resellers that I know are trying to support themselves and their family. So when I purchase something from somebody, I'm really excited to take it home, clean it up, and sell it. And it might not sell for months, even over a year. But again, I'm the one taking on that risk. And I think as long as you're being above board with what you do, like, I'm never dishonest when people ask me what I'm doing with their items. I tell them I'm going to be selling them. You know, we're not diving into deception or deceiving people. I'm not about that. But if you tell people, usually they don't care, and you're staying above board, and they'll just know, hey, it's going to somebody who's trying to support their family. And if it does bother them, well, they could resell too. There's nothing stopping them. They could work with a consignment store and give all their items to the consignment store to have that worked out with them, but they've chosen not to. So if they then go to the thrift and donate their items, they may think, oh, I'm giving this directly to somebody who is in need, and that's actually just not the case. I think the best way to give clothing items to someone directly in need is to drop them off at a shelter if they accept those kinds of donations. But whenever someone takes something to the thrift or donates something to the thrift, yes, it's a tax write-off for them. They just need to accept that it's going to go to the first person who finds it who wants to find a really good deal, whether they're going to use that item or sell it. And there is no morally superior buyer in that case. And the sad truth is only 20% of the items that are donated, especially clothing, will ever get sold. 80% will then go on to the next phase, whether that's the Goodwill outlet or landfills or textile mills. Still, the majority go to the trash. In fact, it's estimated that half of the items go into the trash before they're even seeing the store shelves. That was the experience from one worker that I found on Reddit. They admitted that a lot of the items never saw the inside of the store. They just went directly into the trash because they were already so overwhelmed. And if you guys remember from the last thrift video that I did, they weren't even accepting donations because they were so overwhelmed with stuff. In fact, Goodwill has admitted that their trash bill can be over $1 million a year alone just to haul away the trash that people donate that they think will be helping. Chile, for example, has a landfill in the desert that is just a dumping ground for fast fashion, things from TJ Maxx that never sold, things from thrift stores that have never sold. They've all gone there and they sit there to this day. And whether people like it or not, resellers help that problem in their own small way. We pull things out that would have gone to a landfill or a dumpster or a textile mill, and we give it a new life and new value. Some may claim that resellers take all the good stuff and they don't leave any behind for people who actually need it. I just don't feel like that's true. First of all, just because something's high quality does not mean it's good to resell. I have seen lots of new with tags items that I don't pick up because part of being a reseller is knowing which items hold their value better than others, which brands hold their value better than others, regardless of condition. An Old Navy sweatshirt that's in pristine condition and really good quality may not ever sell in my eBay store for an amount of money that would make profit for me, but it would be a really good clothing item for someone looking to get a deal. I've seen a ton of Lululemon copycat brands that sell on Amazon that I've seen at the thrift and I don't pick up because they won't resell very well, but they're really good quality, and there's no reason that somebody who's looking for a quality item that they can thrift at a good deal wouldn't pick that up. In addition to that, even if you are looking for high-end items, I've never had a thrift trip where I've come back with nothing. There's always really good value items to be found. Always there's high value things. Always I'm putting things in my own closet that I find. Especially as it becomes a habit to thrift once a week, once every 2 weeks, you'll always encounter things that can clothe you or your family, and it's secondhand. So I just don't buy the argument that we're taking things from people that really need it. There is so much more than can ever be purchased. Just the demand for secondhand clothing isn't there. In addition to that, a lot of thrift stores are for profit. There are, of course, nonprofit thrift stores, but Savers, for example, is a for-profit thrift store. They actually got into some legal trouble because they were a little deceptive about their marketing. Regardless of whether they're for-profit or not, any purchase made from these stores supports them. And resellers make up a lot of those purchases, and that's a good thing. If resellers didn't shop there, the demand just wouldn't be there to support these kinds of stores. For some reason, I feel like clothing resellers and shoe resellers get some hate that other sellers don't. Like if somebody went to a junkyard and picked apart a motorcycle and took all of those pieces, cleaned them up, and sold them on eBay for people that needed those parts for their own vehicles, I feel like they wouldn't get hate. They'd kind of be praised. That's really cool. It's mechanical. But if somebody finds a jacket or a shirt that retailed for a lot of money and is now reselling it in their store for half that or a quarter of that, they can sometimes get hate. I think that's kind of unfair, and it just kind of shows the emotional attachment people have to certain items that they just don't have for other items. And either way, it's still reselling. And again, like I mentioned before, Walmart's reselling, Target's reselling. Every huge store we buy from is reselling to a degree. Another way to look at it is if we were in a landfill pulling out clothing to resell, I almost feel like that would be looked upon better than being at the thrift store before it goes to the landfill, picking stuff out. Maybe people feel better if they see somebody actually pulling junk out of a landfill, but you can kind of imagine that when we're at the thrift looking for things to resell. That stuff most likely would be in a landfill otherwise. And when it comes to resellers who are selling new things, hype sneakers, what have you, the fact is these sneaker companies could make more of that item. What makes it hype? It's scarcity. So as long as scarcity exists, people will be there to take advantage of that. So could other companies. The scarcity is what adds to the hype. So like it or not, people are going to have to deal with the fact that when there is scarcity, or when there will be scarcity, there will be resellers there to take advantage of it. Just like anything. Just like concert tickets, Broadway tickets, stadium tickets, football tickets, everything that is scarce has a lot of value, especially if it's a highly desirable item. So unless somebody wants to do all the work that reseller is doing, stay in line, wait up all night, then they're going to pay for convenience and get that item secondhand. And as for not adding value to anything, I'd like to argue that it actually takes a lot of knowledge to be a reseller. It's not something that can be learned overnight, and it does take years to know how much things can sell for. If it was as easy and as profitable as people may think it is, then everyone would do it, but they don't. Very few choose to go down this road and to take on the risk and to have the inventory space, the washing, the dirty work, the going through stuff. It takes a certain kind of personality, and it is hard work. And I would argue that the value is in the over 2,000 positive feedbacks that I've gotten on eBay. People who are really happy with their item, who've been looking for something like this, who had something like that in the past and couldn't find it, and then they found it on eBay. They got a great item at a steeply discounted price. We all win. The store wins because we purchased from there. The customer wins because they got an item for way less than retail. We win because we make a profit. There's no reason that any of this has to have stigma. Buying something online is a luxury because you are getting the convenience of not having to go out and look for it yourself. So whether that item is priced high, low, fairly, or not to you, it is a luxury all the same. Resellers aren't some all-knowing, super scary, taking everything vultures that maybe some people imagine they are. They're normal people just like me, just like you, and we can be beaten to the punch if others are out there and they want it bad enough. Otherwise, they'll just have to pay what the demand is in the market. It's as simple as that. All right, there's my argument. I laid it out for you guys. What do you think? What are your comments down below? Where was I right? Where was I wrong? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for tuning into my video, you guys. If you like this channel, you want more content about building your business from home, reselling, finding value in things at thrift stores, this is the channel for you. Hit the subscribe button and leave your feedback down below. Thanks again, you guys. Take care, and I will catch you next time.